So she goes on to say, now here is a strange paradox. Woman instinctively wants to give, yet resents giving herself in small pieces. Basically, is this a conflict? Or is this an oversimplification of a many-stranded problem? Y'all, give Ann the mic. Give Ann the mic, okay? How many people have that, you've got that Nona or something where everyone's like, Nona, sit down. And she's like, manja, but then she's just like, no one ever helps. No one ever does anything. And you're like, well, no, we've all been asking you to sit down, but you just keep bringing more food to the table, right? There is that. Well, that's also a generational thing, but there is that paradox of what happens when we want to nurture others, but we also want to nurture ourselves and receive ourselves. And yeah, I love that she says that it's not a conflict. It's an oversimplification of a many-stranded problem. She goes on to say, I believe that what every woman resents is not so much giving herself in pieces as giving herself purposelessly. 1950 frickin' 5. How did she do this? It's not that we resent giving ourselves away. It's that we resent giving ourselves away purposelessly. That is what we're talking about here. When I said, you can multiply your bullshit or you can multiply the good shit. When you are not, that's this idea, the whole idea of like my intention for the day and all this, the word intention has gotten away, from us with this, new age white woman culture that exists on social media. But so much of that is true. Let's go back to the actual, the intent of the word intent. It's almost one of those where it's like to describe what the word is, you're almost using the word, right? Because that's so true. If you are not clear on what your intention is of where your energy is going, you will be resentful. It's the end of the week. You got nothing done. You feel like shit. You didn't, whatever that is. And that's also, this supersedes this idea, which is like, that's that spiritual discipline that will fucking rock you. And I know this, I've been posting on my social media, if you follow me on Instagram, about all like my gym check-ins. And I'm sure people are like, Rachel, no one gives a shit that you went to the gym at 6:20. And part of it is so that when I talk about these things and, it's like, okay, sometimes you want to call bullshit on people. And I want to be like, literally everything I'm telling you is because it's something that I'm doing. So like, it literally is the Rachel LaForce guarantee, right? And some of it is also to hold myself accountable, because how quickly we get on our phone. I was going to make a post and then 2 hours later, I'm still sitting on my phone. Hello, 2 hours. You got shit to do. So again, it's that let's make sure that we are so clear on that intention and that spiritual discipline. How do you want your life to look? What is the pattern of your living? And you can't figure out the pattern of living that you want until you get to that place of developing a relationship to your oneness and being comfortable being alone. Being comfortable being alone. What does that mean to be alone with yourself? How do you nurture yourself so that you can go back into all of these spaces, so that you can pull into your driveway and see your family and knowing that now you are needed and you're going to be the point person and go in and do it from a godly place and whatever that means to you, right? So here we go. What we fear is not so much that our energy may be leaking away through our small outlets, but that it may be going down the drain. We do not see the results of our giving as concretely as man does in his work. Which also, fun fact, this is a reason why I really encourage you to find something. I think this is what like old ladies, they had this on lock, and just like gay British men. Wait, this will give you a hint of what kind of TV I watch, of gardening. Gardening is such a great way to like get in touch with yourself and have something where it's like at the end of the day, I have something that I did. My hands are dirty. I got in the earth and I connected, right? Anything, I think a lot of reason why people like to bake. Same thing. There is a creation. You have made something with your hands at the end of it. I think, again, so much of us spend so much time on screens, and especially now, people who identify as creators or creatives, we're doing all these things where it used to be, you'd come to the theater and you'd watch me perform. And now you watch my 30-second character reel and you go, like it, and then you move on with your day. And I'm like, why do I feel so like this, again, struggling artist? And it's because everything has become so digital for, I know that's such a pedestrian word, but everything has just become so digital and non-concrete that I think having any sort of little thing like that for yourself, and even if you live in a city and there's maybe not a community garden nearby, but like, can you buy a little basil plant and like, nurture that in your kitchen, or just something that, again, it's that touchstone that reminds you of being able to check in with that thing.